So Biden released. So he released. So Biden releases this. Released this plan, and it's an infrastructure slash free college plan. It's infrastructure and free college plans. Two pieces of legislation, and we're gonna talk about, is it gonna have a, can it last? Can it have a chance? Does it have a chance? Either of them have a chance? So I'm gonna give you the nuts and bolts of how politics works here. So just to unveil the infrastructure plan, I don't have it all in front of me, but it would take care of highways, road, bridges, tunnels, road, the airports, streets, sidewalks, lowering carbon emissions, putting charging stations all over the country, and helping green renewable energy. Here's the biggest problem, right? It is $3 trillion. Now, look, I don't mind spending that if it's going to be actually fixing our infrastructure, because our infrastructure in our country has a C minus from a current report that came out. So if our current infrastructure plan has has pretty much a poor rating, or like a 0%, I don't see it kind of coming to fruition, right? Now, they want to do it through taxes on tax increase on the affluent people making over $400,000 plus a year. Now, look, you've got your conservative Democrats, Joe Manchin, Angus King, John Tester, and of course Kirsten Sinema. Angus King, John Tester, Joe Manchin, who are automatically against this bill. They're not gonna. They absolutely hate and aren't enamored with raising taxes on the most affluent members of our society, the most influential people who have all the power in the country. They just will not raise it. So they're the most conservative Democrats in the Senate. Crazy, right? Because like most of them are. But they will not stand for that. So right away, you see the problem, right? If we want to raise the taxes on the rich, which I think is absolutely necessary, either through a 2-cent wealth tax, a 70% marginal tax rate, or a financial transaction tax. Go ahead, do it, right? So, but that's your first problem, is you've got Joe Manchin, John Tester, and Senator Angus King, who will not vote for a bill that taxes the rich. You're just never going to get it, right? So, okay, now, here's the other portion. Republicans are going to filibuster the crap out of this bill. Why? Because, well, they also are against any deficit spending, right? Oh my God, the debt, oh my God. But again, they never bothered to think about the deficit under Trump, but now they're going to make a big deal about it. But they're also trying to make it so that they can block absolutely everything Joe Biden wants to do because, well, they don't want him to have any more accomplishments because they know what he has done is actually kind of popular with the American people for some reason. Now, here's the other part of his plan. It's, I almost got too far with it. The free college plan. Oh my God, free college! No. Basically, he wants to do, I think, $200 billion for universal pre-K and another few $100 billion or so. The numbers are wrong for sure, but he wants to do some more for free community college for 2 years. So from the time you're 3 to 17, so K through 12, or pre-K through 12 is free, because right now K through 12 is free. So adding on by the time you're 3, and then the first 2 years of college. Now, you might think to yourself as a progressive, as a Democrat or a regular person, oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. He's going to do free college for community college. Right? How about you do the whole thing? How about the whole thing, Joe? This is the problem with Democrats. They're coming in with, listen, I have to buy. Like, what's wrong with you? You should be coming in saying, I want to do free college for everybody. Free college takes $100 billion. We spend $750 billion on the military every single year. That's 7 years of college, 7.5 years of college that you could pay free college. So this whole thing. Oh my God, right? It's a wish list. I'm sorry, but it's a wish list. Look, that free college thing is going to be a negative. It's going to be a negative because here's the problem. You don't have Republicans that are going to support it. No Republican's going to support that. Even your quote unquote fake populist Republican senators, Josh Hawley and Marco Rubio, who claim to be populist. I'm a populist. Yes, I'm Marco Rubio and I'm a populist. Kind of speaks like that. But they're not actually populist senators because a Democrat's in power and he wants to do this and they can't be seen as helping the Democratic Party. So you're not going to get that. Then you have Kyrsten Sinema, Joe Manchin, Jon Tester, Angus King, Dianne Feinstein, and others who do not support getting rid of the filibuster. We've gone over the filibuster and why it's bad. Basically, they want to bring it back to the talking filibuster. But you still need 60 votes in cloture, which means to vote the thing up or down, you're never going to get the votes to even do that. So it makes no sense. So because they're not getting rid of that stupid filibuster and they're not doing anything through budget reconciliation, you're never going to get this bill to go through, especially the college one. I mean, like, you're getting Republican senators to say we don't want to raise taxes on affluent people. And you're getting Jon Tester to say the same thing and Joe Manchin and all of these guys. So there you go. This is a wish list. Now, look, I think maybe the infrastructure bill might be popular. You might get it. But then again, here's the thing. You had Trump, who had he actually had control of the House, of the Senate, and the White House, and the Supreme Court. He had complete control of government. And yet, his Republicans would never do an infrastructure bill. Why? Because they just weren't about spending that kind of money. They didn't want to improve our infrastructure. Trump ran on it. I'm going to do a great deal in an infrastructure. I'm going to do a good deal. Great deal. Okay, I'm a great deal maker. Wow, that's been a long time since I've done a Trump impression. Hello! In a couple months. But he wanted to do it. They never let him. So, look, I mean, what you're going to have is, let's say you do get infrastructure. Let's say, God forbid, like, God help us. Like, let's say God gives his grace and he says, and I'm not that religious, so there you go to my Christians and my Catholics and everybody else who believes in God. In that way. I believe in him, but not that way. Anyway, let's say you do get an infrastructure bill passed. You're never going to get it to $3 trillion, maybe $200 billion, maybe. Because, again, I already went over the obstacles that we have. You're going to have senators like Rand Paul, who lives to do a freaking Senate speech where he's filibustering for like kind of 2 hours or two days. He wouldn't mind standing up there because what are the Republicans going to do? Oh, socialism and taxes and left-wing puppets. Yeehaw. Yeah, good luck on that. It ain't going to happen. So, once again, this infrastructure bill, this college bill, not going through. Ain't no way a Republican is voting for a college bill for free college. And ain't no way conservative Democrats would do it. And ain't no way that any of them would vote for an infrastructure bill that would cost $3 trillion. No way.